History was made in Miami last night as D. Gordon hit his first inside the park home run, the first ever in Marlins Park history. Gordon is having a career year. Controlling Gordon will be up to Florida native Chris Heston, who wrapped up the month of June with 3 wins, including a no-hitter in New York. Game 2 of the series, Giants-Marlins, next.
We've got another night here in South Florida as we get ready for Giants baseball. This is game 2 of this 3-game series, Giants and Marlins. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kiver. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, disappointing yesterday for Ryan Vogelsong and the Giants, but they get a chance to get back on the winning track tonight because the youngster, Chris Heston, is throwing the ball very well.
Well, and he throws the ball very well on the road. He brings a 5-1 road record into tonight's ball game, and a big part of it is the kind of run support that they give him when he shows up. Well, they score 8 runs a game for him on the road. That's a good thing. So hopefully they can do that tonight because they owe Danny Herron. Danny Herron stuffed them when the Marlins were in San Francisco, and the Giants owe him one big time.
All right, so there's your matchup tonight. A couple of right-handers, an older guy, a younger guy, Heston and Herron. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update right after this.
Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the new black pepper cheeseburger today, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Back here in South Florida as we get ready for Giants baseball. Coming to you from Marlins Park. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission fee boardwalk is now open every day. Outside 88, inside 77. Humidity at 63%. And the roof is closed just like it was last night. Let's take a look at the Giants lineup. Lineup that'll be facing Dan Herron. It'll be Pagan, Panik, and Duffy. Buster Posey will be the cleanup hitter. Then it's Belt, Crawford, and then Gregor Blanco. And you see Gregor Blanco, the last 7 games, he's really swung the bat well. Maxwell is going to start. He'll hit 8th. And Heston will pitch and bat 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Marlins will be Dan Herron. Herron is in his 11th year at the big league level, 6'5", 215-pounder. He is 34 years of age, and this is what he's done in 15 starts. Having a great start to his season, 6-5, with a 3.38 ERA, 70 strikeouts against 18 walks, and just 76 hits allowed in 93 innings. And he's not going to blow you away with a lot of velocity. He's mid-80s, occasionally a high 80, but lots and lots of cutters. That really has been his go-to pitch, and his first half has really been sensational. A lot of hitters still looking for a little more velocity with his fastball, but he's just throwing that little cutter, high 80s. He's got a curveball slider, and he does have a split, and he will throw anything at any time. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Dan Herron for the Marlins tonight, starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Yelich, Ozuna, and Gillespie. Got a really good arm in center field. That's the best arm. Echeverria and Dietrich on the left side of the infield. Gordon and Moore on the right side. Real Buto, the catcher for the Marlins. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Putting down the signs for Dan Herron. Lifetime record against the Giants, 7-6, but with an outstanding 2.92 ERA.
So here's Pagan. Pagan's going to lead things off. As Herron looks in, and the first pitch of the ball game is on its way, and it's a called strike. So we get started at 7-11. Pagan shoots it into right field, a base hit. So Pagan with 6 for 11 ownage on Herron opens up the ball game with a base hit. Ownage is ownage.
I mean, it even works when a guy's in a bit of a slump.
Yes, it does. D. Gordon had ownage on Vogelsong last night. So here's Panik. Pagan, by the way, went 0 for 3 last night. Panik went 2 for 4. Giants had 6 hits in the loss. The Marlins had 9. Angel Hernandez calling balls and strikes, and it's Barry, Barrett, and Conroy from first to third.
And with Angel Hernandez, you're going to see a low ball umpire. He's got tight corners, but one thing about Hernandez's strike zone, it elevates as the game goes on. So it starts out low, and then you'll see some high strikes as the game gets going.
Panik now hitting at .312. 2 balls, no strikes. 6 home runs, 30 driven in. He's faced Herron 5 times. He's 0 for 5. Foul back, waited nicely on that, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Matt Duffy to follow. Giants come in with a record of 42 and 36. They still own the best record on the road in the National League. They're 21-16 on the road. Pagan goes, swinging a ground ball, and it's to Gordon, and they get the out there, and they get the out there. So Gordon made the wise move, even with Pagan running.
Well, and even if they don't get Pagan at second, if he beats the throw from Gordon to Echeverria, they still are going to get the out at first. So just like that, the base hit by Pagan wiped off the board.
The best laid plans for a manager, let's start the runner, that way we avoid the double play. Didn't work that way. Here's a pitch low to Duffy, who took an 0 for 4 in the game last night. Two balls, no strikes. Duffy pops it up. That's going to be a souvenir.
Duffy coming out of his shoes on the 2-0 swing.
Duffy drives one to right, and standing and waiting is Gillespie, and that's going to end the inning. After one half, Giants nothing, Marlins coming up. It'll go like this. It'll be D. Gordon in the leadoff spot, then Christian Yelich. See his numbers at home much better than on the road. It'll be Echeverria, then Bohr, followed by Realmuto, Dietrich, and then Ozuna, Gillespie, and Herron.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the right-hander Chris Heston. Heston, 27 years old, 6'3", 195-pounder. He's a rookie in his 16th start of the year. His first 15, they've gone well. 8-5 with a 3.73 ERA. 79 strikeouts against 23 walks and 91 1/3. And for Heston, you're going to see a sinker that's 90-ish. He also will cut the fastball. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup.
So here's Gordon. Gordon hitting .351. Fouls it out of play. Had one hit in 5 at-bats, and the one hit just crushed the Giants. Last night it ended up being a 3-run inside the park home run. In the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Heston got the key to the city of Palm Bay, Florida, where he's from. That was yesterday. Mayor came down, gave him the key. He's got about 25 people here tonight on the pass list.
And a strike.
And if you'd have seen him before the game, you'd have thought he was running for office. He was shaking hands and taking pictures. And there's the Heston crew.
Look out. Straightens up Gordon, who, if he was thinking about leading out over the plate, not so much now. Got him. Here's our T-Mobile game changer. It happened last night. The 3-run inside the park home run, first of his career, first in Marlins Park history.
Yeah, Ed. First home run that he's hit as a Marlin. And they had him timed the fastest around the bags. I don't know if ever or what, but it was fast.
And it was. Here's Yelich. Yelich 1 for 3 last night.
Heston has not established the knees yet. That's going to be important because that's where his sink is.
So it's 3-1. On deck is Echeverria.
Let's take a look at that defense playing behind Heston tonight for the Giants, starting their outfield from left to right. It'll be Blanco, Pagan, and Maxwell. Crawford and Duffy on the left side of the infield. Panic and Bell will patrol the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Yelich out of play. 249 with 4 home runs, 15 runs batted in for Christian Yelich. And he threw him a 3-2 breaking ball.
Now, right now, I think Posey feels that he doesn't have the sinker yet. Understandable, he's a little bit psyched up because of the family and friends he's got in attendance tonight. So if the sinker's not working, he's going to have to prove to the Marlins that he can get other things over and that other pitches can be effective.
So here's Echeverria. And he takes a strike. So Heston out of the stretch for the first time. Echeverria, a couple of hits last night. He went 2 for 4. Good lead by Yelich. Hit on the ground. It could be a pair. Crawford to Panic. Panic to Belt. Side retired. 6-4-3. Second inning coming up. Posey to lead things off.
Forward right choice, and well, when you're playing behind Chris Heston, be ready for ground balls because they're coming your way. This one right to Crawford, to Duffy, to Belt, and that is a double play. That is our forward right choice.
So here's Buster Posey. Buster with his 12th home run of the year last night. Two for 9 lifetime against Herron. Herron stays outside to Buster Posey.
She loves the Giants. Gave a bit.
Yes, she does. It's 1-2 now to Buster Posey. Belt to follow. A teaser from Herron.
Well, and that's kind of how he has to pitch. I mean, he's got to fake and feint and just kind of punch and jab and just dance around the strike zone. His goal is to get you off balance. That's all he's trying to do. He's trying to pitch the guy. He wants you to hit the ball, but he feels he can determine how hard you hit it.
Posey pops it out of play. Got Buster reaching. Buster still leading all catchers for the starting lineup of the National League All-Star team. This one high into center field. But it's a long way out there, and Buster's retired. Here's our Togo's big play the Togo's way last night. Buster Posey, we mentioned his home run. That was his 12th, and then later on, he had a double in the 6th inning off the late coast, and then he scored on a wild pitch. Here's Belt. Belt 3 for 9. He's got a double and a home run lifetime against Herron. Say this about Herron, though. He's not afraid to get the ball and throw.
Oh, he's shoot, fire, rock with nobody on base. He will slow things down when he gets a few men on base, though.
And right now 3-0 to Belt. No overshift, but on the infield, the Marlins definitely playing Belt the pull.
Bunch the outfield, give the lines.
And the strike gets 3-1.
And he's not afraid to pitch behind the count because he's never going to give in to the speed you're looking for when he's behind the count. 1-0, 2-0, 3-1, 3-2.
Belt fouls it out of play.
That is his bread and butter pitch. It's a cutter. You're going to see it right around 85. Doesn't have a lot of movement. In fact, it's really hard to even pick up the movement when you're watching from behind. But in the batter's box, it's about a 2 to 3 or 4 inch slide that works its way into a left-hander away from a righty.
Belt fouls it off again.
And it just gets up the bat. Off the sweet spot, jams you. If you're swinging from the right side, just gets to the end of the bat.
So a good battle going between Herron and Belt. And there's a drive down the right field line. Gillespie's going to get over. Belt's going for 2, and he will make it. After the long at bat, Belt into scoring position. So here's Crawford.
Cutter down and in. He just drops the bat head on, and they're going to try and they'll challenge Gillespie. He has an average arm, but you don't see average arms very often in right field. So because of his arm strength, they will try and take the extra base.
Crawford took an 0 for 4 yesterday. Here he takes a curveball for a strike. It's 2 for 9 against Herron lifetime. Crawford's average a very solid 271. And he rolls this one just over top of that fence that protects the Giants dugout. So it's 0-2. Out of play. Aaron tried to sneak one away to Crawford as Echeverria sneaking in behind Belt. Belt's got to be careful.
And Herron will definitely throw to a pickoff. Some pitchers won't. Herron's not one of those pitchers.
Ooh. Well, Herron thought look, I set everything up for this pitch, and then I need to get it.
I mean, that's inside corner right there. We talk about Angel Hernandez having tight corners. This is an example of it. That's perfect right there. Just a bit inside. Maybe an inch. Maybe an inch outside. I'm saying this. Brandon Crawford's got the best eye in the world right now. Well, you get an idea of just how good Herron's command is. He just stays out of the strike zone.
Crawford pops it up. And the center fielder Ozuna will make the play. And that'll bring up Gregor Blanco. Blanco hitting at .302, a home run, 14 runs batted in. Gregor 1 for 4 last night. And the first pitch. Fastball for a strike. Belt at second.
Herron has a real quick stop. I mean, it's almost no stop at all. But sometimes he comes set, he'll hold it for 4 seconds. Just breaks up a rhythm. He can quick pitch you. When you start to lose stuff, as Herron has done, when he first got to the big leagues, he was 95, 97. I mean, he had a great fastball. But as you start to lose stuff, you'll start to do anything to try and get it out, trying to upset the timing.
Into left center field, Yelich coming over. He'll get there in plenty of time, and that'll end the inning. Giants waste a 1-out double. It remains 0-0. And it happened on June 9th of this year. The last out of Chris Heston's no-hitter was Ruben Tejada. And he struck out looking. And that was indeed a no-hitter for the Rooks. And it was a very exciting game at Citi Field. Here's Justin Bour, and he takes a pitch high.
Well, in that game in New York, he had no problem establishing knee-high location with the sinker, and he's had a problem with that tonight. And a lot of it, I'm sure, is adrenaline with his family in the stands, but about now, it's just starting to wear off.
And a base hit. Moore's going to stop at first.
Well, if you're interested in owning a piece of Chris Heston's no-hitter, you can check out the online auction items that include game-used memorabilia that have been signed and inscribed by Heston himself. Heston's batting helmet, batting gloves, baseballs, and bases, and full team jerseys from the game, including Bumgarner, Posey, Crawford, Pence, and Panic. For more info, go to or submit your bid to sfgiants.com/Heston no-hitter. The auction ends tonight at 8 p.m.
So here's Realmuto. Takes a curveball for a strike. Realmuto hitting at .250, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. 3 for 4 last night, so he had a good night at the plate. And that pitch is a bit wide at 90, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Oh, 1 and 2.
That's where he needs to be. That's where he needs to get the ball. That's where his movement is. You see hitters starting to swing over the top of a fastball. You know he's starting to get sink. That's a good indicator right there.
I think Mr. Realmuto needs another bat.
Yeah, I think his thumbs are buzzing a little bit. Let's think about sinker ballers like Heston. When they keep the ball down around the knees, it'll sink in towards your back foot if you're a right-handed hitter. But if he gets it up around the belt, it'll fade. It'll bore in on you. And that's the one that breaks your bat, burns your thumbs.
One ball, 2 strikes. Justin Bour at first base. And a breaking ball, 2 and 2. On deck is Derek Dietrich. Here's the 2-2. And now a full count.
Now, even though he's missing now, he's starting to get sink. And that's his best weapon.
Hit on the ground to Belt. Belt is going to go to the bag. So they'll get the force play with Realmuto. And Bour ends up in scoring position. So here's Dietrich. Dietrich at 244. He went 1 for 3 last night. And a first pitch breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1.
You can always tell who your off-season hunters are. They'll have some piece of camouflage on their body. Elbow guards, shin guards, undergarment.
So Heston stays in tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Glad you joined us. Here in Miami, this is game 2 of this 3-game series. An early game tomorrow for our folks back home. 2 balls and a strike.
Jeremy Affeldt has a knee brace that's camouflage. So the hunters and the fishermen, they give themselves up.
Outfield straight away. Nope. 3-1.
First changeup he's thrown. That's one of the pitches that usually warms up. I've not seen him yet come out in the first inning and have that changeup.
That's a pretty good pitch, but it's ball 4.
Good pitch indeed. Tight zone. But not the end of the world because he puts the force in order. Ground ball gets him out of the inning now. They set up in the inside corner, just an easy high target. You can see it kind of wrap around the inside corner. You can see why Angel Hernandez called it a ball. Looking from that angle, you really can't argue with him.
Here's Marcell Ozuna hitting .261. And he almost looked like he was looking for that breaking ball. That got busted right on the left shoulder.
Yeah, got his jaw too. A little hang and get it in first pitch slider. Oh, right in the butt.
No shoulder at all. All in the chops. So it's 0-1 to Ozuna. On the ground to Crawford. Crawford has it. The back flip to Panic. To first! Double play! Great turn by Crawford and Panic. Homegrown.
Wow.
brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
It's a nothing ball game as we head to the third. Justin Maxwell is going to lead things off for the Giants. Maxwell takes a strike that Real Muto didn't hang on to. It's making the umpire look bad, kid.
And don't think for 1 second that umpires don't tell catchers, especially young ones, that very same thing.
I mean, really, from behind, it looked like the ball could have bounced.
Ooh. He did not pick up the spin on that slider.
Maxwell 1 for 2 lifetime against Herring. And that's just a bit outside.
Herron's seeing that too. He just keeps throwing sliders, just keeps stretching it out. Guy's not seeing it. Keep throwing it.
Two and two.
Keep throwing it, throwing it, throwing it.
Well, that indeed is what he's doing.
I mean, that's the, this is his 10th year, Danny Herron, and you can't.
On the ground into right field, a base hit. Stayed out there long enough. Maxwell said, all right, well, I'm going to go that way.
You can't teach what a guy can learn by throwing for 10 years. Let's take a look at the plate in India for the Marlins. And Keipel, this is scary for a second baseman. Tell us why.
Well, it is, because nobody's holding on Dietrich. And Dietrich doesn't have enough time in the big leagues to know whether he's a guy that's going to burn you or roll block you, or you don't know what he's going to do. So for panic, he's got to turn that double play with his back to the guy that's coming in. As Heston lays down a perfect bunt.
That really is a weird play, because as a second baseman, your back's completely turned to the guy.
Yeah, it's about the only thing in sports other than getting sacked by a quarterback, getting sacked by a defensive end, where your back is to where somebody's trying to kill you.
Can you hear the footsteps coming on you?
You know, and you probably can, but you're so intent on getting it and get out of there that you're pretty focused on what you got to do.
One more look, you see the back turn to Dietrich, and as you mentioned, Dietrich hasn't been around long enough to where you really know what he's going to do in that situation.
You don't know, maybe the guy was a rugby player. One of those guys that has that grin like, I like contact.
Yeah. Or this is how I made the team, and I have to do this.
Yeah. Pagan singled to open up the ball game. So Maxwell in scoring position. And it's had this scenario in the second.
Big, slow curveball at 76. That was not the speed that Pagan was looking for. That froze him.
Full count.
Yeah, he's got an open base, and he knows that Pagan's got a 7 for 12 lifetime against him.
Got him.
So what's he do? He goes BP fastball right down the middle, and he gets the strikeout. First strikeout of the game for Heston, or for Herron rather. Just two-seam fastball right through the middle. I think Pagan was as surprised as I was.
There's a strike to Panic. Joe Panic hit the ball sharply, but right at Gordon. And Gordon turned it into a 4-6-3 double play. One ball and one strike. Aaron a double look to second, and Panic pops this one back, and that'll be a souvenir.
Flat cutter right in on the hands. If you're pitching against Panic, you know he's got a flat swing. Flat swings, you can run that cutter in on the hands, but you have to run them flat. You have to run them high. And that's what Aaron's doing. He's standing on that side of the plate, just bunching his hands with movement running towards him.
Panic stays alive. He got a piece, so he spoiled a good pitch from Aaron.
Two-seam fastball, movement away, running off the plate, let the movement fall out of the strike zone. I mean, it's fun to watch a guy who understands swing types and has the type of movements that he can apply to try and beat the swing types, and that's how he pitches.
In the dirt with that breaking ball, 2-2. Giants trying to get on the board here in the third inning. Three and two.
Trying a little backdoor cut. Duffy chalking up.
On the ground, Echeverria will throw, not in time. Ball gets away. Here comes Maxwell, and the Giants take the lead. Well, Echeverria initially saved a run, and then he gave it back.
That's going to be a rough error. This is a great play right here. Gets up 360s and flat-footed throws just a little bit wide of Bohr, who cannot stop the ball. And really a nice read here too from Maxwell, who comes around the bag, watches the play, see it kicks away from Bohr, and then go. It's a good help from Roberto Kelly.
So no RBI for Panic, but he does get a base hit.
That's a rough error.
Outside in low to Duffy. A ball and a strike. .90 hits now for Panic. There's another play by Echeverria, and he's going to take one away from Duffy. Nice play. Giants on the board. It's 1-0 San Francisco.
MIA is brought to you by Pixels in theaters July 24th.
Giants with a 1-0 lead here in Miami. Is Cole Gillespie is going to lead things off. Gillespie, Herron, Gordon. And a strike to Gillespie, the former Giant, not for very long in 2013. Gillespie's had 3 at-bats. He's 0 for 3. Shoots this one into the gap. Blanco's not going to get it. And Gillespie's got a double. Well, the Mets are going to kick off the next homestand July 6th, 7th, and 8th. Monday and Tuesday are night games. The Wednesday game, day baseball. Mets, Giants. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets. So here's Herron.
It's a bunt situation, but not a guarantee with Herron. He handles the bat pretty well.
And he takes high. 1 ball and no strikes. Gordon on deck. And then Yelich. 2-0. So Heston now has to come in.
Because there's a lot of movement with the batter. Sometimes as a hitter gets set to hit, then he turns around to bunt. A pitcher will pick that movement up and takes his eyes off the target.
And the strike.
That's kind of a gift too.
The bunt is foul off the backstop. 2-2. So Heston trying to keep Herron from advancing Gillespie from second to third. That's a base hit. Past Belt. Maxwell's throw late. This game is tied. So Herron picks up his 3rd RBI of the year.
Just kind of a big, lazy, get it in, breaking ball, not a kill pitch. Just right there at the belt. And Herron, who handles the bat well. Just a nice abbreviated swing. You don't have to have a lot of swing in that situation. Movement is coming in from the corners of the infield in respect of a bunt. You can see that Belt has really limited his range with how shallow he was playing. And an easy score from Gillespie.
So here's Gordon. And a balk.
It's kind of like that commercial. Want to get away?
Yep.
And you do seriously consider trying to hide behind the rosin bag. Just starts to fall as he catches his heel. And your instinct is hang on to the ball. He loses his force.
Outside to Gordon. 1 ball and no strikes.
So I would imagine when he caught the heel and made the balk, the section of relatives and friends was pretty quiet.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
But, you know, something like that, I mean, it really can shake the cobwebs out of your brain. There's the pass list. Big time concern.
Gordon can motor. He's going to end up at third. Well, this inning has gotten really weird, I got to tell you.
Well, I think Dave Rigetti sensed the same thing, so he's going to come out and talk it over with Heston. Just right over the bag, manages to keep it fair. I don't know how, but once it finds a corner with D. Gordon's speed, it's an easy triple. The only reason he's sliding is to stop. See just how it shaved the foul line going over the bag. Bell had no chance.
So here's Yelich. Yelich drew a walk in the first inning. Now Giants are going to play back. And the fastball is high, 1-0.
Well, here's where you really could get an idea of how a pitcher tries to strike out a hitter because of the situation. You have to be careful about strikeout situations. You throw balls out of the strike zone and he doesn't chase, now all of a sudden you're handicapped 2-0. So you want to get the strikeout, but you cannot walk anybody in this situation.
Oh, 1-2.
Good changeup. That's the best changeup he's throwing tonight.
Yes, it is. On deck is Echeverria. He ran that right in on his hands. And Yelich fouled it right over the Marlins dugout. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, it's a nice 2-pitch sequence. A changeup, you got him out front, swinging over the top of it, you come right back in on his hands with 90. And Yelich, who's a good fastball hitter, was way late.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Out of play again. Nice catch. Young man brought his glove. So it's 2-2 to Yelich. And a full count.
Let's take a look at the play in the stands on the foul ball. Yeah, I brought my glove.
Nothing to it. Well, he might even protected his sister.
That's what you fear in strikeout situation is walks. And he didn't miss by much.
So here's Echeverria.
At this point, if you're Bruce Bochy, you're down 2-1 in a ball game, and you have nobody out runs the first and third. You give up a run to get a double play.
On the ground to Crawford. Crawford goes to Panic. Panic to Belt. It's a double play. Gordon scores. It's 3-1. Really nice play again by Crawford.
It's the third double play the Giants have turned for Heston. He has not had a real clean inning, but his defense has really picked him up tonight. I mean, he was a base hit away from getting the bullpen going.
So here's Justin Bohr.
Guy's built for middle in and up.
Singled into center field in the first inning, or make that in the second inning.
Tight zone. Pitch number 23 in the inning. And he finds himself in a 3-0 hole again.
He's got Real Muto on deck. This is bounce to Belt. Belt will take it himself, and that's going to end the inning. First three Marlins reach and score. It's 3-1 Marlins.
Comes from the skipper, Bruce Bochy, talking about the Giants surviving the month of June. He says, no, we're not playing with a full deck here. The fact that they bounced back and almost had a 500 month, that's not bad. Yep, he lost to Aoki, and Pence was unavailable for the month. So hence, he did not have a full deck. And after the start they had, 14-16, he'll take it.
So here's Buster Posey, who takes a strike. Buster hit a fly ball to center field, hit it pretty well. Here he takes low.
One thing about Danny Herron, he's a really good front runner. Gets out a couple of runs ahead of a team, and he just softballs you to death. And I think that's one of the toughest type of pitchers to try and come back against.
There's a base hit up the middle for Buster Posey. And now the Giants are going to try to string some hits together.
Well, with a pitcher like Heron, I think you have to show patience.
Bell doubled down the right field line in the second.
And take what he gives you.
Just outside the belt.
And that's what he wants you to do. He's going to tease you. Not going to give you much to hit because he knows he can come in the strike zone with any one of his movements at any count. So he is going to tease you off the plate. Not a bad idea to think the opposite way to hold it bat if you're Brandon Bell. Think left field.
In tight.
Look for something hard away, and his hard stuff's been 85 to 86. Look for that away, and if you throw something soft middle in, that'll speed your bat up.
Up the middle, near the bag. Echeverria, that's one. And the ball's in the dirt, and Bourque could not hang on. Should have been a double play.
Well, you can see how they preset the defense, and they had Echeverria right in the spot. He had all the time in the world. He kind of hurried it, threw off the left foot, which is a bit rare when you're coming across your body. I mean,
well, you got to take your time and make the throw.
He had time. If he takes that on his right foot, that's a double play.
Crawford fouled down the right field line and out of play.
Heron has given up 14 home runs. He's walked 18.
Oh, and 2 to Crawford. Close. On deck is Blanco. Out to Yelich. Two outs, and here's Blanco. Blanco hit a fly ball to left in the second inning. And a called strike.
Shaven both corners.
High and foul and out of play.
Pretty good look at what Heron will do. The first pitch he threw, Blanco had two-seam movement that was running away from him on the outside corner. Then he comes back the next pitch. It's a little cutter that has movement coming into the corner, the outside corner. So basically, he X's the corner, which was the philosophy of Greg Maddux and a lot of pitchers. Watched how he did it and emulated.
Belt goes, and he's going to make it.
Pretty good jump right there. Herron not giving him a lot of respect. Takes a quick look in. And just does beat the tag from Echeverria. That was closer than I thought.
Third steal for Belt. That's foul down the left field line and out of play.
Newton's going to come out and talk about us. Dude, we've been throwing away. What do you say we go in one pitch? What do you think? Let me think about it.
So let's see. So Blanco trying to get the Giants on the board here in the fourth.
Blanco's been hot.
And he does. And here comes Belt. Ozuna's got it. He will not throw. It's 3-2. Nice hitting.
Oh, 2-strike, 2-out RBI. And Herron goes right back again to the outside corner. And that was not a hanger. I mean, that was knee high with movement going away. And he being Blanco just beats a pretty good pitch.
Well, plus the stolen base by Belt.
I mean, that's right to the glove. That's really what he has done so well this year. Just uses his hands. He doesn't bar that front arm. He's much quicker to the ball. He's getting much better contact, and he's really a much better 2-strike hitter.
Maxwell with a base hit to right field, and his other at bat here, he fouls this one at home plate. Runner goes. And Blanco gets thrown out. So Belt steals the bag. Blanco doesn't. But the Giants are a run closer.
San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's a 3-2 lead for the Marlins as you take a look at the Clevelander. Lots of activity going on in the Clevelander.
Well, I thought that was one of the coolest ideas when they built this place, is they were going to have a bar out there in the bullpen area with a pool. I mean, it's pretty unique, you have to admit.
It is. It's the Giants version of the Gotham Club. Here's Realmuto, who takes low, 1-0.
Now this is the aquarium that's in the backstop right behind home plate. Got it both sides. Saltwater tank, very cool.
Good breaking ball, and that looked pretty good. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yes.
A little bit outside.
I thought this is one of the things when they put in, as you can see the aquariums on both sides of home plate.
Three and one.
And it's just kind of sets the tone. I mean, you know you're in Miami with a lot of things in this ballpark. The aquarium behind home plate, the art in left center,
Tap foul.
the bar in left field, the swimming pool and disco. I mean, it's
Really, the only thing that's missing is rain.
yeah, they have no rain here.
A tarp. They don't have a tarp.
None tarp.
They got the bobbleheads. They're constantly in motion. A little flare to right, and this is going to fall. So not much Hester can do about that.
And that's significant, though. They get them right back in the stretch after a long inning in the third. And there's the pool we're talking about now. That's right behind the left field wall. And there's the famous Clevelander bar, which is an iconic South Beach bar here in Miami.
Dietrich drew a walk in the second. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Posey's throw, and they got him. Nice tag by Crawford, 1 out.
Well, you don't see that many catchers attempting to steal a base, but Realmuto's got good legs. But a nice job of unloading by Heston, which really gave Posey a chance to throw him out. You don't have to help Posey a whole lot. I mean, his unload time is about 1.75 seconds on average. One of the fastest unload times in the National League.
Yeah, it could have been a botched hit and run too, Mike.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, 0-2 to Dietrich. A scud that got Posey. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. This is probably one of those pitches where Buster's looking at first base. Yep, I like that first base position.
Well, scuds are no fun if you're in a squat because you have to block them. You don't really have much time.
So 2-2 to Dietrich. Bounce to Panic. Panic from the lip of the grass. 2 outs. And here's Marcell Ozuna. Down the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It is foul.
That was close. That will take a pitcher's breath away.
On the ground, this one sharply to Panic. And Panic hangs in there with it. And that'll end the inning. For the Giants, Maxwell, Heston, and Pagan coming up.
Happy hour at AT&T Park, presented by Lagunitas Brewing Company. You can join us at the pregame happy hour, featuring live music and entertainment from Resurrection, a Journey cover band. The special event ticket will include access to the party, a complimentary Lagunitas beer or soft drink, and a ticket to the Giants-Phillies game. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
So here's Maxwell. Maxwell was at the plate when Blanco was thrown out trying to steal, and he takes a pitch low. Marlins leading 3-2 here in the fifth. There's a strike. Maxwell pulls it foul past Roberto Kelly. It's 1-2. Maxwell rolled one past Gordon into right field to lead off the third. Bounces this one slowly to Bohr, and Bohr will tag Maxwell going by, or make that Heron way.
Let's take a look at how foul that one off the bat of Marcell Ozuna was. I mean, that was close.
Yeah, hit that ball pretty good.
Impressive strike.
Heston hammers one into the gap. Nobody's going to catch it. It bounces up against the wall, and Heston's got a double.
Well, that will light up the contingency from Palm Bay, Florida.
Yeah, he can hit a little bit.
Oh, yeah, that's my guy. That's my boy. Yeah, ever since he was a little kid, that kid could rake. And that's not a fastball. I mean, this is a little flat, get it in breaking ball, and he leans on it. And they'll be talking about that one after the game, especially if the Giants can get him in to score.
And Pagan lifts one into shallow center field. And Yelich is going to make the play.
Old roommates right there at Seminole City College. Chris Heston and Dee Gordon, they played the same team, junior college, roomies. About 170 miles north of Miami is where he hails from, Baywood High School. Pride of Palm Bay, Florida. Got the key to the city yesterday.
So here's panic. Giants looking for a 2-out hit. They got one from Blanco in the 4th. Here's a strike to panic. Roll foul. It's 0-2. Out of play. So panic stays alive on that pitch that was maybe a little bit off the plate, but too close to take. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Wide. Close. 2-2.
Just a little high. I don't think he throws the ball straight.
No. Could be playable. And over by that sidewall is Dietrich, and that's going to end the inning. It remains 3-2 Marlins. The Giants traded Benji Molina to the Rangers in exchange for A right-handed pitcher, if you remember him, Chris Ray, and a minor league right-handed pitcher, Michael Maine. It was on the very next day then, as we were in Denver at the time, that Buster Posey became the full-time catcher, who, by the way, has been taken out of the game. And Andrew Susac is now doing the catching.
Well, that foul ball that hit him right in the mask may have had something to do with it.
Yep, absolutely. So here's Gillespie, who doubled and scored in the third inning.
Now, this is the foul ball that hit Posey right in the mask, and it stunned him. He felt this one. He came walking out to the mound to kind of clear the fog a little bit. And again, we don't know. We haven't heard anything. We're just speculating that may be the reason why he left the game.
The 3-1 is bounced to Crawford, so Crawford has it. 1 out. And here's Herron. Herron knocked in a run with a base hit in the third.
It really was a big swing of the bat in this game.
Fouls this one back. It's no balls and 1 strike. Lifted out to Blanco, and Blanco's going to drift back and make the catch. 2 outs.
Yeah, I'm convinced he can hit a breaking ball. His base hit in the third inning was off a breaking ball.
So here's D. Gordon with 2 outs and nobody on. Kind of just how you'd like to face D. Gordon. He runs up and takes a pitch wide. Bounce to second. And a quick inning for Heston. Guys, with some work to do, it'll be Duffy, Susac, and Belt coming up.
Phillies are coming to San Francisco. They make their only visit to AT&T Park. It's the weekend of July 10th through the 12th. Saturday 11th, the first 20,000 will receive a World Champions license plate courtesy of Good Neighbor Pharmacy. And then on Sunday the 12th, the first 20,000 fans will receive a World Champions cap presented by Dignity Health. So get your tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets.
So here's Duffy with Susac on deck. And Duffy's going to take high. Duffy 0 for 2. He's hit the ball hard twice. And it's 2-0. Duffy goes the other way, and is this trouble? You bet it is. It's Gillespie who will get it back in, and it's a leadoff double.
Boy, how many times have we seen him go that way?
Yeah, sometime soon they're going to be playing Duffy right where he hit it.
Oh, they'll put 3 outfielders in right field. I mean, the way he is going to right field, and you know, the thing about the way he hits the ball that way too, it doesn't slice. I mean, he stays on top of that ball nicely. He doesn't hit a lot of foul balls that way. He just peppers the corner.
So here's Susac batting for the first time. And Susac takes a strike. With Belt on deck in a 3-2 lead for the Marlins here in the 6th. Susac takes low. Susac hitting at .274. He did the catching last night, and he went 0 for 4. Here he shoots one up the middle, and Duffy is going to go to third, and a productive out for Susac. Nice base running. And here's Belt.
Oh, really hit right at Duffy, and he had no hesitation. I mean, that's one of those plays that guys with speed and instinct, they could take that extra 90 feet and go from second to third. If there's any hesitation in the read or the break, you're going to get thrown out, especially with a guy with a good arm like Echeverria, and who is very quick, and he is aggressive with his throw, but he had no play.
Belt fouls this 86-mile-an-hour fastball straight back and out of play.
Marlins are giving the run. They're playing their middle infielders back. They're trying to stay out of the beginning. So for Heron, this is a strikeout situation.
In tight, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And he just cuts the hands, cuts the hands. Get you thinking about that, then he'll run 2 seams off the plate away. 94 pitches on the night. Still no activity in the Marlins bullpen.
It's now 1-2.
Cuts the hands, cuts the hands. Just that flat movement, but you look at it and you say, well, that's a hanging breaking ball. It's not. It's a cutter. He's throwing it on the hands by design. Very difficult for a hitter, especially a tall hitter, to get that bat head out on that flat cut.
In the center field, tagging is Duffy. And Duffy, with good speed, is going to score, and this game is tied.
And that is a great at bat. Heron left it out just enough for Belt to get the bat head on it, and as strong as he is, more than deep enough to score the speedy Duffy from third. Right back in there, it just got a little leaky out over the plate, and that's all he needed. Ozuna's got a good arm, but not even his arm is going to catch Duffy.
So here's Crawford. Let's see if Crawford lays in the bushes for a first pitch fastball. He doesn't get it. 1 ball and no strikes. So the Giants come back after leading and then trailing 3-1. 2-0. Well, after watching Caps and Ramos last night, the 8th and 9th inning pitchers for these Marlins, not a bad idea to get back in this one without trailing.
Probably going to be the last inning for Herron. And the guys on the bus were talking about the type of stuff they saw from those guys you were talking about. It was very good stuff. But the point you made about Brandon Belt laying in the bushes, I mean, he's in another count to do some damage here. You talk about Herron, he's given up 14 home runs this year.
It's 3-2.
I don't know if the guy's ever gone a whole season and pitched 200 innings where he's given up more home runs than walks, but I mean, Herron's close.
Yeah, probably Dennis Eckersley. Foul back again. Crawford with a good rip.
Yeah, I think Eck with that 1 year walked 3 guys.
Something like that.
That's the man that tied it up. Great situational at bat.
High and deep into right center field. It is out of here. To the big boy part of this ballpark. Crawford number 11, and the Giants take the lead.
And you cannot tell me he wasn't trying to do that. And one of the reasons is because of what we were talking about, the type of stuff you see coming out of the bullpen of the Marlins late. He gambled on a 3-2 and absolutely blasted one. Wow, what an at bat that was.
I mean, it's 400 feet to where Crawford hit that, maybe more.
Step in the outside corner, and he leaves it right out over the plate, middle end. A good location to do something with.
Yeah, that wall's pretty high. I thought it might hit the top of the wall.
Well, that's the side of the field you don't really trust, and as it turned out, he put it right in the first row. I didn't think it was possible that it'd be a harder field to hit the ball out right center than AT&T, but
I know. It might be.
I don't know.
So here's Blanco after a visit from Real Muto to Herron. And Blanco takes wide, 1-0. That's 104 pitches now for Herron. And a base hit to right field for Blanco. So Blanco with his second hit. And here comes the skipper, Dan Jennings.
Going to be Sam Dyson, right-hander.
So Herron's going to depart. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up in brake experts.
provides wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants season. Breaking news, video, special features, and much, much more. Only on csnbayarea.com. 4-3 Giants. We're at the top of the 6th inning. There are 2 outs with a runner on. The Marlins have a new pitcher. And that new pitcher is going to be Sam Dyson. 36th time that he has come in. Dyson has had a very nice first half. 33 strikeouts in 35 innings. You're going to see a fastball that goes mid to high 90s. He's got a hard slider, kind of a slurvy slider, and then a changeup.
Giants have scored 2 runs here in the 6th to take the lead.
And there is that slurvy slider right out of bed. Dyson came up with Toronto in 2012. He was drafted that year, and he got to the big leagues that year.
And a strike on the inside corner to Maxwell.
Interesting. I mean, they thought a lot about this guy, bringing him up the first year that he was in organized baseball. The 19th round pick, got to the big leagues the first year. That's unusual. But what's more unusual is that Toronto waived him. That's how the Marlins got him. They claimed him off waivers. And he's having a nice season for him.
Two and 1 to Maxwell. See if Maxwell tries to lean on one. And he pops it up. Gordon with that good speed, and Gordon will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants with 1 to tie, and this one here to take the lead, and it's bye-bye baby. It's 4-3 Giants.
Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
It's a 4-3 lead for the Giants as Christian Yelich is going to lead things off. Crawford's home run. The difference right now. 1-0 to Yelich. 2-0 to Yelich. So Heston now trying to come up with a shutdown inning. Very important in this game. On deck is Echeverria. And this is bounced to Belt. And Belt will take it himself. So a nice comeback for Heston.
It really is. If there's one style of pitcher that can pitch behind the counts, it's a sinker baller. You know you're going to get movement. And he really picked up his movement about the 3rd inning. You started to see the ball pretty consistently get put on the ground. A little amped up, as you can imagine, pitching in front of his hometown crowd.
Echeverria is hit into 2 double plays. And a strike. The Marlins talk about Echeverria like the Giants fans talk about Brandon Crawford.
Well,
foul to the backstop.
This has really been a breakout year for Echeverria offensively. I mean, years past, you come in here and you see Echeverria, and he's in the 8th spot. And he has elevated to where he's in the 3rd spot this year. Defensively, he's been solid the day he showed up here.
Look out. And Heston threw that like he had something against Echeverria.
And that's just a mistake on an 0-2 count. Just part of the lineup. You saw the reaction from Heston when he threw it, and he's still barking at himself. Because not only you put a runner on, but you put a runner on and you steal a base.
And a guy that you've had good success against and getting it out. So here's Justin Bohr, who is a left-handed hitter with Echeverria, who's got some speed at first. In tight, 1 ball and no strikes. If people forget that in Heston's no-hitter against the Mets, he hit 3 people. They're going to go in tight again to Bohr, and it's out of play.
Yeah, this is an 0-2 count. They would like to have one that starts inside, this sort of falls out of the plate down towards his back foot. But you see the two-seam movement, and it's just a heat seeker right into his thigh.
Oh.
He had nowhere to go. That'd be a rough inning if you get hit by a pitch and get picked off.
Absolutely.
And that was close.
Good pitch, 1-2. Crawford and Panic, really not normal double play depth, or more shading than more to pull. See, Bohr's got that slightly open stance. Curveball down low. It's 2-2.
As aggressive as the Marlins have been, Dan Jennings, their manager, has started the runners a lot tonight because they know the tendency that Heston has to get that ground ball. I'm surprised they haven't gone.
Tap, foul. Saw a note in the paper today that Michael Morris is close to coming back.
Probably know it is killing him that he can't play in this series.
And we have not seen Michael Morris. I think he's out on a rehab.
Here's Dan Jennings. Replaced Mike Redmond on May 18th as the Marlins manager. Previously, he was the general manager. Which I think the last time I saw that happen, it may have been with Jack McKeon from these very same Marlins coming out of the front office to the field.
On the ground to Belt. Belt to Crawford. Crawford back to Belt. And that's how you draw it up. A 3-6-3 double play. And the 3rd turn, actually the 4th turn in this game.
by your local Toyota dealer. Let's take a look at the numbers through 6 full innings of play. The Giants 4 runs on hits, no errors. Marlins 3 runs on 5 hits, 1 error. Chris Heston, he has pitched beautifully tonight with 4 double plays. And the Giants have gotten out of 4 jams because of those double plays. Dan Herron was good till the Giants got to him late. Brandon Belt 1 for 2 with a double. D. Gordon 1 for 3. And that is our Toyota game summary, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer.
So here's Travis Ishikawa, a pinch hitter, and he taps the first one foul. $19,000 plus here tonight. Ishikawa batting for Heston, and then it'll be Pagan. And a call strike, 0-2.
So a good night for Chris Heston, and a lot of distraction when you're coming in. You are the hometown hero. They're giving you the key to the city. And he handled it beautifully. So talking it over with Andrew Susak.
Ishikawa stays alive by rolling that one foul.
Yeah, all smiles now. The pressure's off. Nice going, kid. You did good.
Roll to Bohr at first. Ishikawa retired. And that'll bring up Pagan.
Yeah, it's amazing when a guy's game face just sort of slides right off and gets replaced by a big old smile.
Well, a lot of times it's called relief.
Yeah, he's absolutely feeling relief right now.
Here's Pagan, who's 1 for 3. Pagan ropes one into right field, a base hit. It's got to feel pretty good for Angel Pagan. If he were to get hot, would that change things for the Giants?
That would change things for the Giants. But so far, it's a 2-hit night for him.
So here's young Joe Panik. Wraps it foul off his foot, and it's 0-1.
The difference in this ball game, an impressive home run off the bat of Brandon Crawford. The home runs in this ballpark, unless you're Giancarlo Stanton, I mean, they're down the lines. You don't get much from left center field to right center field, and that's where Crawford hit his, to right center.
This is thrown away by Dyson, and Pagan trots into second base.
Big mistake. I mean, he threw the ball to the left of Bohr. It's almost like he took his stride before the ball was coming, and he was in no position to go to his left.
So Panik waiting, and Panik hit that twice, or hit him in the foot. It's 0-2. With Matt Duffy on deck. Down low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Panic, a good job of just staying alive. One and two. And a pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Panic bounces this one to Gordon. This is one of the pitches thrown to Panic, and I'm sure somebody's going to say something to this kid Realmuto, because it's really not how you want to approach catching this.
Well, he kind of shortstops the ball.
I mean, it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
But it's not the ideal way to block it. Now he puts it right in the heart of the glove. But more often than not, when you turn your glove like you're fielding a backhand and you're playing the shortstop position, the ball's going to hit off your glove and carry him left or right. And sometimes you just let your hands think for themselves.
Here's Duffy. Duffy, slow roller to third, and Dyson's throw is going to be down the right field line. Coming in to score is Pagan. I think everybody waited for that pitch, or that to be called a foul ball or a dead ball.
I think that Dan Jennings is, maybe he's not coming out to contest that.
Well, they're going to look at Justin Bohr. There just wasn't a lot of urgency on that play.
No, I agree with you. I mean, even the way that Dyson came off the mound.
Just come close to hitting his foot.
To be honest with you, I thought it did.
So
hit right between the legs. Kicks up. Well, Duffy left the box right away, knowing full well that it didn't hit him. I think Dan Jennings is making this case right now to Angel Hernandez that ball indeed was hit. The ball came into the runner, and Justin Bohr, watch him reach in and get hit by Duffy's shoulder. Ball goes up the line. Boy, that's how you really can hurt a first baseman. I saw Cliff Floyd a few years ago get tore up when Todd Hundley ran into him.
So it's an infield hit and an error on Dyson, his second error of the inning.
It's a huge run.
And here's Susak. Susak bounced out to Echeverria in the 6th. It was a productive out. It moved Duffy from second to third, and then Belt knocked him in with a sacrifice fly. Five, 3 Giants. Duffy goes. He's going to steal this easy.
Dyson thinking about the air, not paying attention to Duffy.
Duffy could have stole that backwards.
I mean, these are little 90-foot mistakes that are creating opportunity. Watch the jump that Duffy gets. My goodness. And you can see the reaction from Realmuto. He did not appreciate that. Got to help your catcher out. But when you make 2 errors an inning, give up a run, you're not thinking about the little things. You should.
Strike to Susak, 2-2.
He's not looking middle in.
Swing and a miss. You got him. That'll end the inning. Giants pick up a run with some help. It's 5-3 San Francisco. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So Hunter Strickland, the new pitcher now for the Giants. 16th time that he has come in. 0-1 with an ERA of 2.76. Nineteen strikeouts against 13 walks, and in just 16 1/3. This stuff has been good. It's mid to high 90s with the fastball. It'll give you two types of movement with it. Slider and a changeup. I think I said 3 walks is what his walk total is.
So here's Real Muto. 1 for 2. And he lifts this one out to Blanco on 1 pitch. Real Muto is out.
Thank you very much.
And here's Dietrich. Dietrich is 0 for 1. He walked in the 2nd, bounced out in the 4th. Going after Strickland early. It's no balls and 1 strike.
They are. They're jumping out. A 1 pitch out to start an inning. That is a gift. Rod Beck used to call that the Elvis out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. This is bounce to Pagan. Is that another Elvis out?
It's pretty close.
So all the years I've been doing this with you, that's the first time I've heard you use that. So did you just now make that up?
It was locked in there and just kind of shook loose.
The Elvis out. I figure, let's see, it's 9:15. FP might be using that by 9:20.
Activity in the Marlins pen. Ryan Morris, the right-hander.
Here's Ozuna. will CFP Friday night. And a strike, and it's 0-1. And 2.
That's paint right there. Perfect location.
Got him on 3 pitches. The last one at 97. The Elvis inning.
Thank you very much.
It'll be the final game of this series, and you can see the pitching matchup. Matt Cain against Jose Fernandez, and it'll be a good one. Pregame live will be at 8:30, so check us out a half an hour later. (5-3) Giants. When it's time for a change, think speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Brian Morris, the new pitcher now for the Marlins. 29th game that he's come into. Just got off a disabled list, had a back strain. 3-1 with a 3.95 ERA. Almost a strikeout an inning. Gives up a few hits though. 2 types of fastballs, curveball, slider, changeup. He'll throw the sink at you.
And he bounces the first pitch to Gordon. So Belt is retired. And here's Crawford. By the way, Crawford's home run, that's a career high for him. 11. So 1 for 3. And it's a strike at the knees.
Well, I just like the way he set up for it. I mean, he really gambled. And he did it in a 3-2 count. And he got the mistake he was looking for, and he did not miss it. And it was not a cheap one. Not where he hit it in this ballpark. He hit it where home runs go to die. Right center.
Here's the 1-1 pitch to Crawford. And a strike, 1 and 2. This was the home run.
But they set the target away. It was a mistake to location. One of the few location mistakes that Denny Herod made, and he paid the ultimate price for it. That's when the Giants took the lead.
Crawford hammers one to right, but standing there is Gillespie. 2 out. Well, the ball's starting to sound loud again off of Crawford's bat. That's good news. So here's Blanco. Blanco's got a couple of hits. Giants have 12. And a bunt. And a good bunt. And a hit.
And that's a 3-hit night for Gregor Blanco. And that was perfect. I mean, they're playing in on the grass. I mean, they're going to take it away. And Derek Dietrich, the third baseman, I mean, he had none chance. It was going to be Morris or nobody.
So here's Maxwell. Now, you've heard Mike and I from time to time say we don't think a 2-out bunt is a good idea. The exception, of course, is if the guy who lays it down has good speed, if he can steal a bat, if he can score on a ball in the gap. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Blanco can do all of that. There's Ari Adrianza, who's on deck. And Romo in the bullpen. Hit well to right, but probably in the park. It is. And that'll end the inning. Gillespie to lead things off.
About the pits on the fence, it's a must-have for Giants fans. Friday, July 10th, is social media night, presented by AT&T. Your special event package will include a game ticket, see the Giants take on the Phillies, and your very own Pins on the Fence doll. Reminder is, you want the Pins on the Fence doll, you need to buy a special event ticket. So go to sfgiants.com/special events. Check it out.
So here's Gillespie. Oh, sometimes stuff in between innings just makes you want to laugh. You know it?
Well, that was funny.
So here's Gillespie. The kiss cam was on, and they follow people around the park. An older couple and fans with that, and then they took a shot of Eric Ortega trying to kiss Madison Bumgarner.
It did not go well with Madison Bumgarner. Eric Ortega, one of the Giants trainers.
Pitch is low, 1 ball and 1 strike. No, it made us laugh anyway. Let's put it out.
Well, it made the Giants dugout laugh.
Yeah.
There's Eric.
1 ball and 1 strike. 2-1.
Javier Lopez heating up. Romo sat back down, but he can get back up in an instant's notice and get hot quickly. It's an easy ballpark to get warmed in. It's about high 70s, close to 80 in here. And this becomes a big pitch now. A 2-run lead, and the importance of that second run to give the Giants a 2-run lead allows a pitcher to challenge here. There should be no walks. If he hits it out, boom, you still have a lead. You don't want to start walking people.
Should be right down the middle of the plate. It is, and Gillespie fouls it back.
It's nice when you have to make a challenge like that and you can bring 97 miles per hour with it.
And it's also nice that you got a 2-run lead. It's 3-2 with Ichiro on deck. Look out.
That's a mistake. And that was an easy take.
So here's Ichiro. Ichiro went 0 for 2 last night. And a strike. So Strickland comes right back into the strike zone. It's been a fairly long homestand for the Marlins, and Ichiro 0 for 14 on the homestand. Sounded like a strike, but high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gordon on deck. Soft line drive. Duffy's got it. And here comes Bruce Bochy. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. Lopez. Highlights, reaction analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. Giants with a 5-3 lead here in the 8th inning. 1 out, runner on first, and the hitter is D. Gordon.
Take a look at the numbers for Javier Lopez. 40th time he's come in. No record yet. A 1.64 ERA. 14 strikeouts in 22 1/3. Get different angles from the side, anywhere from a low 3-quarter to a submarine style. Two types of fastballs, curveball, slider, changeup. He's got a bunch of different looks that he could give you.
Gordon bounces this one near the bag. Crawford on the bag. Double play. One pitch. And we will head to the 9th. Outstanding. How about that?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Tomorrow morning, and when you do that, I'm going to talk about the game with Murph and Mac on KMBR 680, the sports leader. Thursday's My Morning, mine. You had today. Do you remember what you had? Today's pretty good. 10:30.
Yeah, here's not a problem. Your show on the East Coast time is
it's at home, and we don't remember.
Yeah, that's. They get a little delirious at home.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Steve Cishek, the new pitcher for the Marlins, 27th time that he's come in, and he's really turned his season around. Started out this year as the closer for this club and just fell on hard times. They spent up sending him out to the minor leagues to get his group back, and he has got it back. 23 strikeouts in 25 2/3, and you're going to see some sidearm flames. I mean, he's got low 90s velocity, big sweeping breaking ball, and then a changeup. They're all swinging this.
He's back, Mike, to being a guy that teams are going to want before the trading deadline.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
Here's Adrianza. One ball and one strike.
For Adrianza, this is his first at bat. It's kind of a funky guy to have to face.
Pulls a foul. It is likely Adrianza is going to start somewhere on the infield tomorrow with the 12 o'clock start here in Miami.
Yeah, extremely quick turnaround.
That is going to limit what you and I do in South Beach tonight.
Well, it shuts down at 4, so we'll get a good solid 3 hours before the bus leaves.
Yeah, absolutely. Outside. 2-2, 3-2.
Phelps, Hand, Brad Hand, David Phelps.
Lifted to left. Yelich on the move, and Yelich will make the catch. Buster Posey's left the game, and this was the reason why. It happened in the second.
Foul ball off the bat of Marcell Ozuna, and it hits Buster Posey right in the chin of the mask. And you can see it rocked him. He immediately came out of the squad and walked out to the mound to try and shake out the cobwebs. But later on in the game, we don't know if it was dizziness or nausea or what it was, but he's left the game. And we have been told that that is indeed the reason why he left the game. And they are observing him now.
Slowly hit to Echeverria. You see Casilla getting loose. Here's Panic. Joe today is 1 for 4. And a strike. Just low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Hard to give guys days off like Joe Panic tomorrow. We'll see. Crawford hits a home run tonight. I don't want to really give him a day off, but we'll see. Duffy, remember, it wasn't that long ago he wasn't playing every day. Hard to give him a day off. We'll see. Down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Chris Heston went in, changed his clothes, iced his arm down, and now he's watching the end of the ball game, cheering his teammates on.
Three and 2. Trying to get Duffy in at bat here in the 9th. See if Yelich can get to this one. He's on the move, and he'll come up short.
Yelich is one of those guys, he's long-legged, and you kind of think, nah, he can't get to it. But then all of a sudden, he gets those legs going. He can cover some ground.
Yes, he can. Gold Glove last year. Out of play again. On the ground sharply. Off the glove of Echeverria.
It's going to be a hit. E6, 4th error of the night. That's the most. 3 errors in one game was the most for the Marlins. They just added to it.
And it's Echeverria's second. I think that's the best. Here's Duffy.
What's worse, striking out 3 times in a game or making an error?
Well, for me, it was making an error.
So a 2-error night is ridiculous.
Oh, you kill yourself.
That's a little harsh.
Duffy takes a strike.
Garcia will pitch the 9th. Big, hard sweep of breaking ball. Such an effective pitch when he's got that pitch going against right-handed hitters. You swear you're trying to hit a frisbee at 80 miles an hour.
Outside, 1-2. Way outside, 2-2.
So Cishek going with the 80-mile-an-hour frisbee again. Why wouldn't you?
Got him, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 9th coming up. 5-3 Giants.
Brought to you by Honda. We think Chris Heston is that man tonight. He did it with the bat, and he did it with the arm. For Heston, 6 strong innings, 5 runs allowed, or 5 hits allowed, 3 runs, and he was able to get the double play just about any time that he wanted it. The Marlins have hit into 5-0 plays tonight. He induced 4, and because of that, we make him our player of the game. It's brought to you by Honda.
So nice outing for Chris Heston. And now the Giants bring in their closer. It's Santiago Casilla.
Let's take a look at the year that Casilla is having here this first half. 20 saves and 23 opportunities. 35th time that he's come in. He's 4-1 with a 2.12 ERA. 30 strikeouts and 29 2/3. 2 types of fastball, curveball, cutter, changeup.
And it'll be the toughest part of the lineup for Casilla. It'll be Yelich to lead things off. Yelich has walked twice, and he's bounced out to Belt. And it's wide, 1-0. Giants with 14 hits in this game. The Marlins with 5. 2-0.
Yelich is taking all the way.
Two and 0. And there's the strike. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
And he takes a sigh of relief.
Yelich hits it high and foul down the left field line and out of play. Two and 2. And 2.
And this becomes a big pitch.
And a base hit.
So a 3-2 cutter on the payoff pitch. He made him swing the bat. And Yelich in a nice 2-strike adjustment, going back up the middle, taking a little swing out. So if you're Casilla, you've got a run to spare. Now you're facing the tying run indeed, but your concentration should be to that hitter. I mean, you check and make sure that runner stopped, but your concentration is to that hitter. You don't really need to fragment your concentration by thinking too much about the runner here. And I think that Susak's going to come out and remind him of that. In your mind, there's nobody on base. You just get this guy out. That's what you tell him.
So it's 1-0 to Echeverria. Oh, 1 ball and 1 strike. So a little bit of help me out from Echeverria. One ball and 1 strike. Little flare, base hit.
That's a strong swing of the bat from Echeverria. Get an idea how strong his hands are. I mean, that was not a hanger. That's exactly the location they wanted to throw it to. Right on the hands inside. You can see the target from Susak. And he just fights it off. Goes right back up the middle with it. Little bent arm swing. I mean, that's why this guy has climbed up the ladder from the 8th spot in the lineup to 3rd. It's a nice at bat. So it adds to the drama.
So here's Justin Bohr. Justin Bohr is 1 for 3, bounced into a double play in the 6th inning.
Yeah, one of 5 double plays the Marlins have hit into tonight. That's kind of been the theme song of this game. And that's what Casilla is going to pitch for right now. And he's got the sinker to get it.
And that pitch wasn't close, so it's 1-0.
Lucho on deck.
Now Bohr asks for time as he will step out, and Susak's going to go out again.
Just go back and just clarify the situation. We're pitching for a ground ball here. Let's get 2 outs. Paint a positive picture. Might talk about the signs again with the runner at second. But you want to stress one thing. Keep the ball down.
It's 1-0. Driven to right, and this game is over. So a strange turn of events as Justin Bohr knocks one out of the park, and game 2 in this series goes to the Marlins. And Casilla, who gave up hits to Yelich and Echeverria, gives one up to Bohr, the cleanup hitter.
Now, a painful way to lose. It really is. You had this one already in the win column, as consistent as Casilla has been. But sometimes even guys having great years will give up a walk-off. And this one he will not forget.
So the celebration, as you would imagine, on the field here at Marlins Park is the Marlins scored 3 times here in the 9th inning, and they beat the Giants. Final score, Marlins 6, Giants 5. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live. That's going to start right now.